Well, let's bring in our guest. We have in the studio Dr. Onimode Abdullahi Bandele. He's the Director of Planning, Research and Forecasting from the National Emergency Management Agency. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Bandele.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, viewers.
All right. Going by the report we've seen and, of course, what is happening, or rather what is being anticipated that will happen, talking about the 2025 flood, I want to believe NEMA is getting its acts together. But you tell us, how prepared is NEMA in enhancing the management of it?
Thank you very much. Just like the initial report showed, as soon as the seasonal climate prediction was released by NIMET, NEMA went into action. We convened an emergency consultative forum of all stakeholders, including SEMAs. We started with the after-action review of 2024 response. We had a 2-day brainstorming session to bring out the climate-related implication of the seasonal climate prediction. As I speak to you, the document has been developed, and the next thing is to disseminate this to state governors with the aim of getting to the end users. As you are aware, it's only the seasonal climate prediction that is out. The annual flood outlook by the Nigerian Hydrological Service Agency is being expected. This is going to show us those local governments that are of high risk, those that are moderate, and those that will be low. Like Ilyas said in his report, usually people will expect high flood by July, August, but this year we've been told that from May we should brace off for the effect of flood. So NEMA is not resting where the campaign to reach the grassroots will kickstart immediately after the Salah break with early warning signs of likely occurrence as shown by the predictions. Not just that, it's not just telling them what to expect, but what should they do when they see those things. Like you said, the Vice President in his quote, it's better to prevent than to attack. So NEMA is ready. We are collaborating with MDAs. We are collaborating with international partners to ensure that early messages get to our people at the grassroots for them to brace up for early actions. As you know, NEMA is in Abuja here, but the end user of most of these early warning signs are our people who are the end users in the locality. Like they say, a disaster when it occurs at the backyard of an individual. And this backyard is part of a community. The community is an integral part of the local government before the state takes it on. So our focus is getting to the end user of the message and ensuring that when they get the early message, they should prepare for early action.
You know, Dr. Bandele, it's good you mentioned that NEMA is also part of the anticipatory action task force that was launched by the Vice President. That was earlier in the month. But again, if you would like to tell us how NEMA is going to deal, or rather dealing with pending challenges that has hindered preparedness and response over the years, because you make it sound like it's going all smooth.
Yeah, thank you very much. I must give kudos to the Director General, National Emergency Management Agency, Zubaida Omar. She came in at the beginning of the season last year, and all she wanted was, how do we get to the end user? And I must place on record that her proactive nature ensured that these messages got to end users, and there was a lot of departure. Positive dispatcher from the behavior of Nigerians. Notably among it is her first workshop across the country, which was waste management and flood impact on populace. This led to clearing of drainages, discouraging indiscriminate waste management, especially on our highways, into our home waterways, and talking to state governors to please appeal to people who live in the course of water to vacate before the peak of rain. So when we had that last year, like I said, we did an after-action review. We saw gaps, and where those gaps have been identified, we have taken measures to ensure that those gaps are worked on and we can have better improvement in 2025.
All right, Dr. Bandele, we'll take a break. When we come back from that break, we'll pick up with the conversation. Do stay tuned.